Yeah.
And then, so I'm pulling out, and then I see the front end is smashed too. I was like, what the fuck? Did this person hit him in the back, make a U-turn, hit him in the front, and then
back?
Yeah, it was like
it might have been on purpose or something.
All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and car crashes. My name is Brent.
Hit and walk.
My name is Brent, aka Boo Wop. I'm here with my man Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
You know you're old when one drink of alcohol messes you up the entire night. So basically, I was at a family party and I was like, oh, sweet, I'm gonna be drinking with a lot of alcohol, free alcohol. And it turns out, like, I didn't eat all day, and it ended up, like, messing up my whole digestive system. I was getting sharp pains. I was decapitated for half the night. And I was like, oh, my God. That's what you know when things aren't right and you're old enough to where one drink messes you up.
You said decapitated?
Yeah, dude, I did not move. I was on the couch for, like, ever, and I was, like, staring into space. And my nephew was like, is Uncle Rick okay? I was like... Yes.
Rick lost his head for half the night, dude. Holy shit, man.
It's like, God.
Wait, what'd you drink?
Jameson.
Oh, okay.
And but I didn't eat anything all day. So like after I drank it, then I ate food. I don't know. It was like getting hard to swallow, and I was like, "Oh man, this ain't normal." So I was just like, "I won't do anything forever." And so I sat on the couch for like 2-3 hours, just staring.
Oh man. I drank a little bit too over the weekend, but I think I had plenty of food. It was at Korean barbecue, so it was good times. But we ordered that beer tower. You've seen one of those, right?
Yeah.
And I think we ended up ordering like 4 of those things, man. But those are crazy, dude. So simple, so convenient. You know, you don't have to pour beer out of a thing. Just pull the lever and it gets the beer all there for you. I think that might be the move next time we go to Korean barbecue, man, and we order beer. But yeah, I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up this week, man. Happy Thanksgiving out there.
Woo-woo.
Early.
Free food.
What do you got planned, man? Family times? What do you guys usually eat on Thanksgiving?
Turkey, and then we eat turkey for Christmas, and you know that's good and all, but we eat turkey so much this time of year. I hate turkey, so I try to bring like a frozen pizza so that way I can use my pizza cooker and like cook it for me, you know.
Wait, white meat or dark meat?
Both. So it's like
Okay.
mixed trays, but
Okay.
it's good, you know.
Okay.
First time, but then we eat like turkey for Christmas, then turkey for New Year's Eve, and turkey New Year's Day, and then turkey. Oh God, man, turkey.
Wait, what kind of like side dishes and stuff do you have besides the turkey?
So we have some chamorro dishes,
Okay.
and yeah, just like your mashed potatoes, your I don't know, cranberry sauce, and random good food for random side dishes, and that's what makes it good too. So we have like my mom has a dip. We don't know the name of it, but it's a good like nacho kind of dip, nacho cheese kind of dip.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty bomb. So I'm asking, you know, if we can make that and some fried rice, and you know that would be a difference from the turkey we normally eat every year.
It'll really enhance the turkey, really, man.
Exactly.
But same thing with me, man. It's Filipino Thanksgiving, so we have, you know, the turkey, the mashed potatoes and gravy, maybe stuffing and all that, cream corn. But at the same time, you have salt and pepper chicken wings, chow mein, white rice, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite thing my mom makes is lasagna. So I'm gonna try to get her to make lasagna this year. But it's like, what do like American people eat for Thanksgiving if it's just the turkey and all that? It sounds kind of boring, don't you think, dude?
Turkey, mashed potatoes, coleslaw.
Yeah,
What else? I think that's it.
that's kind of weird. I can't imagine Thanksgiving without like lumpia or something, dude.
Yep. I tried to get John, my cousin, to make the ribs, and it's pretty good. It
Oh,
always goes
dude.
by super fast, and I still gotta like tell him to make you a batch.
He's
so
got to
that way
sneak
you
me
become
out a piece, man.
Yeah,
Next time
exactly.
he does make that, dude. I've only heard good things, man.
Yeah.
Secret recipe, though, right?
Yeah. I asked my uncle for it. He doesn't want to give it. I asked my cousin, doesn't want to give it. I was like, okay, maybe you can make it for me and I'll dissect it somehow, you know?
God damn it, dude. It's gonna die with them, man, and then no one else in the future will be able to eat it, dude.
Exactly.
Shit.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, looking forward to it, man. It'll be good times. A good meal finally after eating like takeout every day, dude. Whatever meal prep or anything you make. So yeah, man, happy Thanksgiving. And of course, after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, dude. And the sales are going through the roof, man. I'm still looking for a new TV, dude. I'm just so particular, man. So choosy. I'm never gonna buy one at this point. You realize that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think I think they said it was gonna be like the highest it's ever been for Black Friday sales or something like that.
What do you mean, like the biggest discounts or the biggest turnout for it?
No, I think the turnout, like a
Oh
lot
my
of people are
God,
actually going
really?
to participate for Black Friday. So you better hop on that TV.
Yeah, man. I don't know. People still go outside on Black Friday, dude. I thought that was over.
I thought so too, but something's different this year, and I guess it's making people go out and check out the deals. And
Jesus.
look at me, I'm already looking at stuff to buy, and I'm like, man, I don't normally buy anything on Black Friday.
Uh-huh.
Last thing I bought was like a DS, and I think that was like when we went something.
Oh, that's
like
right.
that.
Yeah, we went to the Walmart or Target out in
Ye-
Otay.
Exactly. That was the one and only time I've ever went to Black Friday.
Mhm.
So this year, I'm trying to avoid it, but I'm like, I might get a PSVR soon.
Dude, do it, man. And then come back to us with after your research, dude. Gotta let us
Yep.
know how it is. But yeah, I didn't know people go outside still. I thought everybody just shops online now on Black Friday. That's what I'm planning to do. Are there that
Yep.
much better deals on at the actual store or what?
I don't know, but I just picked up one of a Black Friday pre-sale deal, and Eric bought a TV. So, you know, it was cool and all to see that there's nobody there and you can get this TV already.
Uh-huh.
But I already had like a couple people who come up to me and ask me about the deal, about the TV when I was like leaving Best Buy and I was in the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, damn, maybe I should buy a TV for myself. But I was like, I don't really need a
Don't
TV.
you already
I'm
have one?
more,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, I'm more need of a PS Pro, PSVR, and my scooter that I'm still down to get.
Is the scooter gonna be on Black Friday sale or what?
Probably not, but by the time I get it, it'll be like, I don't know, well into December.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think I'm the same way. I mean, even though I just had the experience of playing, Red Dead on a 4K TV, I don't know, dude.
Exactly.
It's just such a big investment that I don't want to waste my time and money on something that I'm gonna return or something like that. You know what I mean? I want to get it right the first time, so I'll be out there waiting. I mean, I hope there isn't some special deal just out in the stores, man. Have you heard my conspiracy theory about Black Friday, by the way?
It's probably everything is not really on sale, but they just upmarket to put it on sale.
Oh, dude, I have told you it then. Yeah, I think all these Black Friday deals are the actual price of what everything costs, man. But they just try to get the most money out of what they're selling, so that makes it what the regular price is, dude.
Exactly. And there we go. We're never going to be able to shop Black Friday because we've been blacklisted.
Yeah, man. The TV that I want that usually costs like $1,200. That's about to cost less than 500. That's how much it's supposed to be, less than 500. But no, they want to get greedy and earn that extra couple $100, man. I mean, come on, what are we doing, dude? Just sell it at normal price, bro.
Exactly.
So I mean, other than that, I mean, some good gaming Black Friday deals, some that I might actually partake in, man. I might get a Switch Pro controller, just to get one.
Nice.
They're only gonna be $60, dude, which is still kind of expensive, I feel like, but I think those would go up to 80 or 70, right?
Yeah, like $80 to $90. The Joy-Cons are always like $90, $80. It's like, man, I want to get Joy-Cons, different colors, but I don't want to spend that much.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like there's the green ones, but those cost like $80. I think each or something like that too. Either that or they don't have a green left Joy-Con or something. So yeah, Nintendo, man, that's why they could set their own prices, dude. They got a monopoly on Joy-Cons. It's not like
Exactly.
there's Mad Cats making Joy-Cons or anything like that, dude.
Yeah.
Some games that I'm thinking about buying off of the PSN store. They have a Black Friday kind of deal going on right now. God of War is only $21, so I'm automatically picking that up. Final Fantasy 15 and Persona 5 are like $20 too. So I might do those. I feel like they should lower the price of Final Fantasy 15. Don't you think? Like even more than $20?
I think they're trying to milk it, knowing that like they spent so much time and money on this, so maybe they can still sell it at a full price. But if they kind of change things, then yeah, I can see them upscaling the price. But right now, no, it's gonna be still pretty high.
Because it's still, I mean, it's dead in the water technically. All the DLC that they were supposed to, remember, it's not gonna exist.
Quit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might be worth it for the $20, man.
Oh yeah, I think so. For at least what you get and the graphics and everything and the story, yeah, it's $20 worth.
I just want to know if the online is $20. I want to see what the online is all about. It seems a little intriguing to me. That and PlayStation Plus is $40 for a whole year, so I think that's the cheapest it normally goes. Then we used to get it for way cheaper off the PlayStation Store. You can get a year's worth of PS Plus for $40. So time to re-up. I think my renewal date is in January anyway, so it's kind of perfect, man. I'm about to buy like 2 years and just forget about it, dude. Set it and fucking forget it, man. You seen any good ones out there that you're about to buy out or what?
For deals wise, not really. Like I have the Persona 5 and I don't know, I've seen my nephew play God of War, so maybe I'll just buy it off of him when I buy the PS4 Pro from him. But other than that, I'm still trying to get Hollow Knight onto the Switch. Because I rather have that portability of like, okay, I want to continue playing somewhere else or at work or whatnot. So I'm thinking about starting to bring my Switch to work while when I get my scooter. So I'll be riding a scooter around the parking lot with my Switch out and being the coolest guy around and waving to my coworker who doesn't want to be named, but I'm gonna keep waving to him to get his attention.
The coolest guy around, man. Not even like nothing else, like TVs or I don't know, a jacket or something. Anything else that's on sale you're looking at?
Maybe getting the Ultra Boost shoes. Like I still got to get myself some Ultra Boost shoes.
Okay.
And also the I guess headset, for my PS4. I still have it like taped and duct taped all the way around the headband.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess it's about that time where I need to upgrade, and so I can be able to talk to you guys clearly without holding my headset to my face.
I never had a problem. I guess I should move on from it. I don't know, man. I feel like those large headsets, like the PlayStation Gold headset and basically every over-the-ear headset, I feel like they're so fragile, man.
They are.
Like I always had a problem with it breaking, like at the joints, where the band meets the earpiece, man. And it happens pretty regularly. So I think that's why I've just been using earbuds, just plug them into the PlayStation controller. At the same time, I'm trying to move to wireless with everything, even my mouse and keyboard and just all my shit. I have too many wires on my desk, dude. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think HyperX came out with their wireless version of headset, which is I think it was like #1 recommended for playing like League and gaming stuff on the PC. And my nephew told me that his wired one is good for PS4 too. So I was like, damn it, should I get a HyperX Cloud stuff for the PS4 and keep transitioning it back between the PC and the PS4?
That's true, because then it's just the USB, right? PS4 can pretty much use any headset. Just maybe some of the special features won't work.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
Too much stuff in the world, not enough money, man. We should have won the lottery, dude.
Exactly! There's so much stuff. I have I have like 20 bookmarks for things that I want to buy for my shopping, and I just look at it every day. I'm like, yeah, one is a scooter, one is a jacket, one is shoes.
You just see if it's lowered in price at all or anything like that.
I do, but like the Spider-Man, I remember seeing it for like 450 for the Pro, and I was like, oh yeah, it finally went down. And I think the next day, I looked at it again and went back up to 550. I was like, oh, okay, that's not fun.
Oh, that's funny, man. But yeah, if you do go out there on Black Friday, dude, Godspeed and safe travels, man. I'll be at home on my computer trying to get those deals. Well, isn't it Cyber Monday now too?
There is, but I
I'm
think
gonna be at work.
what I've noticed is the Cyber Monday deals are roughly between like 10% and 30% off. Not like Black Friday where they're literally up to like 50, 60% off. So I think you get better deals at Black Friday, but then you have to like physically go to the location. Cyber Monday it's good, but not as good as the Black Friday deals, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not leaving the house on Black Friday, dude. So we'll make do with what the online deals are. But yeah, if you are going out, bring a towel. I don't know why I recommend that, but yeah. There was a Final Fantasy 14 like kind of conference this week where they announced the new update that's gonna happen. It's called Shadowbringers. And I think, we're the Warrior of Light, or we work with the Warrior of Light, something like that. And now we're going to go to the darkness to try and defeat our enemies. That's why it's called Shadowbringers. That's all I saw from the trailer. All I got to say is Gunblades. Fucking finally, we're going to get Gunblades in Final Fantasy 14, man. Jesus, How long has it been? When did Final Fantasy 14 come out? 4 years ago?
Shoot.
Must have been
I think
longer,
maybe
actually.
a little bit more than that. I don't know. But yeah, like my cousin was telling me about it, and he was like telling me what I'm missing out and all the patches and what it was about and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool and all, because I'm not going to get back into it. But then he was like telling me, he's like, yeah, they're going to have these new classes. One is going to be possibly a blue mage. And he was saying that this blue mage is almost a solo player. And what he does, he draws his power from monsters. And he's like saying like the white mage draws their power from like, I don't know, trees or something. And the black mage draws his power from darkness versus the blue mage draws his powers from monsters. So what happens is you can like fight a monster, like attack it physically, and you can copy one of its attacks. So basically he said on that you can literally have almost every monster's attacks, one of attacks from every monster, and it's saved permanently, and you can decide like which ones you want to use for combat and whatnot. So I was like, damn, that is pretty interesting. You can have like, I don't know, some skill from Odin, some skill. Oh yeah, and they said that you can steal some of the skills from the primals, the summon. So I was like, damn, if you can keep that permanently, that is pretty an interesting class. You just mimic everything and use it to whatever situation you're in or you're about to be in. So the only downside is he said monsters only. So if you're fighting humanoid, people, then you're gonna have trouble. Yeah. So
there's actually a trailer for Blue Mages that came out maybe yesterday, but so far from what I saw, I just skimmed through it. It's a minute long, and I skimmed through it. Damn, that tells you my attention span is so short, dude. But I skimmed through it real quick, and looks like he has a bow that he uses, or his staff can turn into a bow. I don't know. It looks pretty cool, man. But that sounds like a crazy mechanic, grabbing all your enemies' attacks and using them in battle. That'd be cool. I remember.
Yeah, he was telling me about that too. That guy we see in the trailer, he, I guess the Warrior of Light. But basically, he started off as an archer, and then when he gets teleported into the future, that's when you see him as the warrior in the game, and then later he becomes the dragoon for Heaven's Ward. Then he becomes the monk and then he becomes the samurai.
Yeah.
And then the latest trailer is him like transforming and fighting against these people from heaven, the angel.
Dude, he turns into every class, dude. That was a sick trailer, man.
Exactly. So now he has to turn into the Dark Knight, is what my cousin was saying. He's saying that basically the world is balanced between good and evil, and they can't have an unbalance between the two forces. So since the warrior of light has been saving the world a lot, the angel has come to wipe out all of humanity. In order to do that, you have to have darkness. So that's where you have to become the Dark Knight in order to counterbalance the good and evil. And so that's what generally the next stuff is going to be about.
So is that going to be a new class, or that's just what it's called? Is he's going to be the Dark Knight?
Well, the Dark Knight's already out, but I think they're going to be emphasizing on the other stuff later.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, damn, dude, that's pretty sick. And then like where he became the monk, he opened all like 12 paths of, I don't know, of energy and whatnot. And that's when you see in this trailer where he's fighting the girl, that blonde girl.
Oh, yeah.
Asking who that was, and that was one of the Scions. You know, the one that has their eyes always covered?
You didn't play the story, huh?
No, see, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm still on like Heaven's Ward, or what left off, and then I was like, damn it, dude, do I have to renew my subscription for a month and just like get a feel for everything?
Dude, it took me. Remember when we got Stormblood or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
It took me forever to beat the Heaven's Ward material before I got to Stormblood. I remember I was done. I was like, oh my god, I got so much story to play through to catch up, dude. I think it did take me like 2 weeks to get to Stormblood shit. I was like, oh my god, I should have played earlier.
Yep.
But yeah, you see all that stuff because I think the Scions, every one of the Scions dies or disappears or something, and they start coming back. Like that chick you were talking about. I think all she does is take off her mask, and all of a sudden she's a new person. She takes a new name and shit too, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, and I was asking about that. Spoiler alert. I was like, what happens to all those Scions that like got wiped out before Heaven's Ward? And then he's like, oh yeah, they all like they were in the live stream or whatnot, and they all came back except for Minfilia.
Yeah.
Which somebody is controlling her, using her as a catalyst. So supposedly she's dead, but then I was asking, I was like, what if she's not really dead, and then later down the line for like another patch,
oh no, she's coming.
We
back.
have to go save her or something.
No, she's coming back, dude.
Yeah. So at first I was like, yeah, I'm not interested because we're not, the Minfilia is dead and whatnot. I don't really.
Oh, is she the number one waifu, dude, or what?
No, but like, like when you start with the OG gang in the very beginning, it's like, okay, I would rather have my entire party here so I can go through this whole adventure kind of thing together. But then since I lost like all of them, I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of losing the interest. And then what cemented everything is when we both stopped playing, when we were getting criticized of how to play things, and I was like,
oh, when we were trying to be ninjas.
Yeah, just getting strongly criticized. And then my cousin was like, don't worry, I got you, I'll troll them back. And he was like telling him that like, every time they tell him how to do something, he would just only spam one attack the entire time. Or like like if a white or a healer is trying to tell him how to do a tank job, he would purposely draw all of the aggro from the entire room, so that way it puts a lot of stress on the healer because they have to heal him crazy, because if the tank dies, then everybody dies. And yeah, my cousin is a troll, so he's pretty good at trolling bullies, is his specialty.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, dude, I do remember that. We were ninjas, and the guy was like, you're supposed to attack from behind, and we're just running around, jumping everywhere.
Literally, we were attacking from behind, but we attack whenever we fucking want to attack behind.
Yeah, I think when I went back for Stormblood, I think I only ran into it once, and it was near the end of my time playing. Yeah, see what you guys do out there. You want more people to play your game. Don't fucking judge, dude. Just let people play the game how they want, man.
Exactly.
I think I was doing when the mini dungeons or whatever they're called, the duty. I was doing a duty, and it's one I'd done a bunch. It wasn't that hard, and I was doing it, and this guy was like, "Hey, you're not comboing." I was a samurai, and you have specific combos to build up your special attacks. He's like, "Hey, you're not doing your combos right. You should do this and this. Your DPS will increase by like 5%. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Shut the fuck up,
Exactly.
And I think it was the other DPS guy. He's like, "Yeah, by my calculations, I'm out DPSing you, which is a shame because you should be out DPSing me." I'm like, dude, chill out. We beat it, man. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. That's what I didn't like. It keeps turning me off. It's just like people have something to say about how you playing. When I'm playing, we were playing City of Heroes. You could be the shittiest defender, the whatnot controller. No one would ever tell you, "Oh, you're supposed to drop down this, isolate them," and no, everybody had whatever role they wanted to play and do whatever they want to do, as long as we killed the enemies, and that's the goal. So it's like. This game, it's like, "Oh, you're not tanking right. You let one guy look at me for 2 seconds." I'm like, what the fuck, man? You little baby shit,
See, which is why, dude, you just be a blue mage so you can solo everything. And then I'll just be a gunblade so I can just be in the back and look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I still want to be a ninja, so you're just going to see me jumping around again.
Ninjas are actually pretty strong, man. I think in the higher levels, they have some crazy attacks, dude. Because near the end of it, too, I was doing a lot of PvP, because PvP was just a broken way to level up. I think you played a PvP match, lasted less than 10, 15 minutes or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then you got like a half a bar of experience off of it. So 2 games of PvP, 30 minutes, you'd be leveled up, and I'd already done all the story and side missions, so I couldn't get those XP boosts anymore. So I was getting kind of nice at PvP too, man. I'll have to jump back in. I remember that shit was fun. I remember I bought all the PvP armor, even though it sucked. It just looked cool,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I might have to go back in for these gunblades, because I think ever since the game has been out, what are they called? The Garland Empire, whatever the evil empire is that uses technology. They've always had gunblades, dude. So from day one of playing this game, man, I've always wanted to use a gunblade, and it's finally happening. I think this comes out next year, so we'll have to wait another year. But shit, the fact that it's out there is getting me excited to jump back in a year, dude. That'd be good times, man. We could finally get that Monster Hunter mount.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Other Final Fantasy news. The director, what the hell is his name? Nomura, I think is his name. The guy that was the art director for Final Fantasy VII and all the characters we know and love. He said progress on Final Fantasy VII is going good. So it looks like they're actually working on it, man.
That's what they could say, but if they took all of the games and like the Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus,
that's what he said too, man. Yeah.
I would be really, really, I wouldn't mind if they took an extra couple years to try to integrate it into one giant story. Then yes.
Man, no, dude, just come out with Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then make the rest, dude. You don't have to put it all together, man.
No. You gotta, because Crisis Core, you gotta understand Zack's story, go through all that shenanigans, and build up.
You don't have to do that, dude. The main thing we want is the remake, dude. You just don't want it to come out in 2020. I understand, Rick. And if they just work on Final Fantasy VII, it's gonna come out in 2020. We all know this, dude.
What was my bet? I think it was 2025. So,
so you want to take as long as they can. But one thing at a time, I think, is what you should really concentrate on. I mean, I never played Dirge of Cerberus, but from what I saw, it was cool.
I never played it either.
It's I think it's just a third-person shooter. I don't know if it's a cover shooter. Yeah, because you play as Vincent and you just shoot shit. So, and I think you could transform. He transforms into his limit breaks and fucks shit up.
Okay, you can make that a DLC, but
yeah.
The other one though, Crisis Core. I heard that one got like a perfect 10 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a shame that you can only play it on the OG PSP, man. Like they never
Yep.
put it on, and you can't download it. You can only get the little UMD thing for it, which is crazy to me, man.
I totally had it. Not UMD though, but I just never gotten around to playing it and starting
Wait,
it up. It was like in Japanese subtitles and all.
you got it on emulator?
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Well, okay, wait. Do you still have it, dude?
no, I sold my PSP. It had Crisis Core
that's
on it
right.
though.
You hacked it. Okay, okay.
I don't know what. I didn't hack nothing.
Either way, man. If there was an easy way to play it now, I mean, I would totally just jump on it. But yeah, dude, I think they should just concentrate on Final Fantasy VII. Sounds like they just barely started working on it, though. If we're being honest here, man. Like they're writing the dialogue still. They're not even coding the game or anything like that, man.
They don't need to rewrite the dialogue. They just need to
Uh,
remaster. Well, never mind. Yeah, you're right. You're right because the story was kind of broken a little bit. But
Well, no, they have to leave the story broken. You know what's funny too is that this game is gonna look super realistic, and I think because it's gonna look more realistic, it's gonna have a more serious tone, right?
yeah,
And then all of a sudden you're gonna have Kate Sith, a fucking jumping stuffed doll, come and hang out with you, dude. That's gonna be hilarious how that transition works, man. Because it works, I guess, if you're doing the big head chibi shit, right? You could just
Yeah.
have Kate Sith just jumping around with you. But in like a realistic kind of environment, I don't even remember Kate Sith. Kate Sith was in Advent Children, right? For like 2 seconds.
yeah, for a couple. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it'll work. I think I'm gonna laugh my ass off, dude.
Unless they don't take it that serious, and not as serious as Advent Children, but
Mhm.
like it's still good enough.
Because there's still like other wacky shit, right? Like when Cloud cross dresses. I wonder
Yep.
what that's gonna be insane. Actually, that'll be funny. Yeah, man. Because I haven't. What was the last time I played Final Fantasy VII? I want to say was. It has to be over 3 years ago. It was a while ago, and I remember I played it on my PS3 just so I could have a PS3 save with the game finished, so I could see it in better graphics. I did buy Final Fantasy VII on PS4 so I could have the background. It was like $10 on sale, but I haven't played it. I might have to play it again because there is a lot of flagrant shit that happens in that game, and I think when we originally played it as kids, it kind of went over our heads. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
For example, that whole cross-dressing thing, right? You have to do. There's a lot of tasks you can do. I think the goal is to not get chosen though, because if you don't get chosen by, I forget his fucking name, but if you don't get Don Corneo or something, if you don't get chosen by him, you get some bonus items. But if you get chosen by him, then I think it just speeds through the game a little bit quicker. I don't know. But anyways, you can get a wig, you get a dress, and I think you get like a massage or something. I forgot, but the person you get a wig from is a cross-dressing bodybuilder. As a kid, you don't have any idea about all this shit, right? You're just like, okay, I'm gonna get a wig so I can look like a girl, but in the context of how you're getting this, just doesn't make sense. You think you got to do that little mini game, right, where you press square, circle, X a bunch of times. It's kind of crazy, and I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm just not remembering, but a lot of flagrant shit happens in that game. So I don't know if they would rewrite all of it just to be more politically correct, or if they'd keep all of it. Would you rather they keep all of it?
I think if they rewrite some of it but keep the theme of it, so like Pokemon that I'm trying to get you into, because it's like the same but not really, but it is. They just added extra stuff to it.
Yeah. See, yeah, I mean, because what else was really, really crazy in that game, man? See, I can't remember. I'm about to play Final Fantasy VII again, man.
No. Wait, just wait till the remaster comes out.
I think no, I'm about to
So
play just
that
so
way your mind can be blown.
It'll be blown by the graphics, dude. Plus, it's not gonna come out for a couple more years, so I want to get the story fresh in my head so I can make these comparisons, man. I'm pretty sure there's more flagrant shit that happens than just
No, because then if you remember, and then they take it out in the remaster, then you're going to be pretty critical on like, man, this game is not complete without like without him cross-dressing.
I would be disappointed either way. Dude. I would be disappointed either way.
No. You gotta go in blind.
Do the research. I have to put in the time, man. Plus, it's faster now. I think you can make the speed of the game faster. You can get rid of random encounters, man. So I think it's not a 5-month game like it used to be, dude. But yeah, I might have to play Final Fantasy VII again after this. But yeah, no, that's exciting news. At least just knowing that it exists, right? Just knowing that in the near future you could play with a Gunblade in Final Fantasy XIV. Just knowing that they're actually doing something about Final Fantasy VII Remake other than like 3 years ago when it first got announced. We had no idea what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just good that the reality is here for those things. Speaking of E3, when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, Sony is skipping E3 next year, dude.
Oh man,
kind of crazy, man. One of the big three is skipping out on what's arguably the biggest American gaming convention, maybe the biggest gaming convention that there is, man. Why do you think? Any ideas you think on why they're doing it, dude?
Possibly because they want to host their own little conference show and make it like triple times big. So it's going to be at the PlayStation Experience, but I just hope it's going to be at Anaheim and not at like Tokyo Game Show or, like bring it here, bring it back to LA and we can call it a day and, expand it out to 2 weekends or a whole week or something like that. I don't know.
Do you think it's worth not doing anything at all? Because I think reports are they're not even going to have a booth at E3. I think that's a lot of people, a lot of potential audience they're missing out on. Don't you think too?
I think so too, because it's like not only do you have PlayStation people that want to see PlayStation, you have other people from different consoles and genres. They come over to the PlayStation booth and they get exposed to all of the games, and then maybe couple thousand people like, oh yeah, I like playing this game, I'm gonna actually buy a PlayStation. It's just the sales and getting your marketing strategy out there, showing that you're pretty friendly with the other competition. But I don't know, like if they're pulling out, then that's I guess they're doing successful enough where they're able to do that. But to me, it's like saying either A, you're saving it for later, something later, or B, you're too good enough to go to E3 now, and like that's how big you are. So
yeah, man, and that's not a good message, dude. I don't think that's a good message at all, man. I think they're getting too maybe arrogant. I think it is.
Yeah, possibly.
And they're just gonna do their own announcements, their own press conferences on their own time. Which doesn't really work. I think EA doesn't really go to E3 as well. They do their own, like this past year, they did their own press conference, I think 2 days before E3 happened, I mean, if Sony does their own press conference on their own time, I guess within the same week as E3, that makes sense. Because then everybody's on the lookout for gaming news and all that stuff. They put that out, then they'll have the attention, right? Because everybody's looking out for it anyways. But if they come out with some random press conference or announcement or show, I don't know, in mid-March, mid-February, who cares, right? It's not around anything else that's going to hype it up. Of course, us as PlayStation fans are going to be looking at it, but everyone else not so much because their attention isn't there. So I think they are missing out on a lot by skipping E3 completely. Like you said, the people that don't normally play PlayStation, even though it's not on their radar, at least it's in the area where they could by chance see something that gets them interested. So no, I think you're 100% right with your thoughts on that, man. It's kind of crazy because at the same time they're not having PSX this year too. So if you think about it, potentially we're going over almost a year without any news from Sony, man, officially at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And also, like, I guess it's good too that if they bundled everything up instead of like revealing everything at
Uh
E3,
huh.
now we have triple the amount of games that are going to be announced at their whatever booth, convention, or whatnot. Maybe,
Hmm.
who knows? Maybe they couldn't afford the E3 booth
That's true.
space.
That's
So,
true. I kind of like that. In that thinking of saving everything. I'm the type of person when I play a video game, right, and I get um a powerful item, I'm not going to use it until the very end, and even then I won't know it's the very end, so I might not use it, right? So I'm all
yep.
for saving the good stuff, and accumulating it to just let it all go off in one go. um so yeah, maybe I'm with you. I think it's a lot of money they're saving as well from going to these conventions, throwing their own convention, saving a lot of money, maybe putting it into the PS5. Who knows, man?
Yeah, maybe they'll have not one, but multiple conventions revealing everything all at once at the same time around the world.
Mm-hmm. I think that'd be good. I think that, yeah, maybe having two announcements on your own time, maybe one around the time of E3, and then maybe one around the time of Gamescom or Tokyo Game Show, whatever. Just doing your own thing around those times would be cool. At least, people are already keeping their eye out, and then you do something on your own. It'll be that much better than having to conform to anybody else's time. But yeah, man, it's exciting. I think we're within a year for real, if at least hearing the announcement of PlayStation 5. Um, my hope is that Last of Us 2 is like a PlayStation 5 launch title. I think that'd be sick.
Hmm.
Because then that will get everybody to buy a PlayStation 5 right off the jump, dude.
That's tricky too, because it's like everybody that just purchased a PS4 Pro,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh god, now, I think a lot of people agree that it feels like we just had our PS4 Pro and now we got to upgrade again, once again, which is cool, but,
Mhm.
like those who already spend it on the PS4 Pro, they're expecting to get their money's worth and have everything still released constantly on the Pro. And
Uh-huh.
if 5 comes out, then I hope 5 can transition from the Pro to the 5.
That's what I'm saying. Backwards compatibility is going to be huge, dude. Huge. I mean, even at this point, games, we hardly play games off of the CD anymore, off the disc. So just having at least a PS4 emulator or something on the machine, you got to have that. That's one thing that Xbox is killing right now. I think Final Fantasy 13 just got released on Xbox One for backwards compatibility, and it's getting
Hmm.
stellar reviews. The graphics are all upscaled and things like that, so people are going crazy about Lightning right now. Um, so I think Sony would be remiss if they didn't do backwards compatibility. But we'll see, man. The future is coming pretty quick. You remember when we were just celebrating the beginning of 2018? I was complaining about how I couldn't write my eights properly. Now look at us,
Yeah.
dude. We're about to get into 2019. We're about to find out how trash I write my nines.
I know, ever since you brought that up, I'm like been really self-conscious about my 8s, and I've been like noticing how I write my numbers and whatnot. And I'm like, man, maybe I've been writing it shitty this entire time, and like people accepted it.
People just accept it. Just don't ask questions, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see how the landscape in gaming changes over this next year, man, with Sony kind of drawing back a little from the extravaganza that is marketing. I mean, they used to be the best at it. I mean, I guess technically they are still the best at it. They were always the most anticipated show at any of the events. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. So now we're getting to what kind of day is it here with Rick, man? Got a few things here where we'd like to get Rick's opinion, whether it's a new perfect day or a cold cloudy day. First one up is, so I just finished Red Dead 2. Don't worry, I won't give out any spoilers. The game is great, amazing. I'm still playing it now, finishing up some free roam stuff and exploring the rest of the map. But how would you feel, Rick, if we had Red Dead 1 DLC for Red Dead 2's engine?
I think they can only pull it off if they have the exact same missions, storyline, and NPCs that you run into and whatnot, and then they bring back a little bit of how the aiming system worked, where it kind of stuck to the enemy,
Okay,
and
okay.
you didn't really like. I don't know. Other than that, I think it would be a great idea. Regardless, if they just had it as a DLC, but you know, especially with the advanced graphics now, like
Hmm.
John Marston kind of looks kind of different from how he was in number one.
Hmm.
But other than that, yeah, I think it would be a great idea. Just expand it, redraw the NPCs and have the same type of missions out there.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm drawing a blank when I compare it from Red Dead 1 to Red Dead 2, like how the environment was. I I remember mostly being in a desert kind of
Yeah.
canyon environment, but then when number two is like there's a lot of grass, greenery, trees, cities, and things like that I've like never seen from number one. So
Hmm.
I can't really say like, oh, okay, we were in the same area. It's hard for me to tell what type of landmarks we're in. Like
Hmm.
I remember in number one, there's like two giant canyons, and the only way down the canyon is either from the south or the north side, and which was cool. But then I'm trying to like retrack where that canyon was in number two. But other than that, I think it would be a great idea to have, you're playing as Mr. John Marston, and
Hmm.
it's just continuing off of, I guess, number one or number two,
Hmm.
and transitioning into his story.
Yeah, just getting right into it now. Because I will say this isn't too much of a spoiler, but you remember Hennigan's Stead in Red Dead One? We went
I
there a
don't
lot. It's
remember.
kind of like that thin canyon that goes into like this big circular part at the end where there's like a
Ye-
fence where the cows were and stuff.
yeah, see, that's where I was like
Yeah.
wondering where that part was in number two.
Yeah, so that's in number 2, but since we're wanted for that Blackwater River heist, anytime you try to go there, you automatically have a wanted dead or alive bounty on you. And if
Uh,
you ride past anybody on the trail, they'll try to take you in and kill you. Like, no matter who it is, it doesn't even have to be a cop. It'll be just a regular person that recognizes you and say, hey, and then they'll try to kill you, man. It's like what they do for GTA. If you try to go to an island too early, you get a 5-star wanted level, something like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's, yeah, they try to prevent you from going there too early. But you do go there, and I'm telling you, when I played the mission in that valley, I was like, oh my god, dude, this looks fucking amazing, man. Because when you get out of that little canyon as well, you pass by the graveyard and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and everything's there. It's just newer because it is. I mean, Red Dead One, I think, happens a few years after Red Dead Two. So yeah, man, it was so great, dude. I can't wait till you get to those missions so I can hear your opinions on it. But it took me right back, and I was like, why can't they? I mean, I don't think you'd have to really record any
But
new dialogue or anything. Just use the same dialogue from Red Dead One. Maybe make new models for the characters, which you have a bunch of them already, and then all you have to do is add Mexico, and there you go, dude.
there, that's what I was gonna ask. Is Mexico in there or no?
No,
It's
yeah, you can't cross the river, unfortunately, because you can't land a boat anywhere. Have you tried to swim as Arthur?
no, but my horse was trying to swim with
Ah,
me.
okay. So I don't know how it is on the horse, but if you try to swim as Arthur, so I tried to swim to an island um nearby on the lake somewhere, right? And what happens is when you swim, your energy level goes down, right? And it's not
Huh.
like you can rest and your energy level goes back up. It'll just completely keep going down as you're swimming. And then when that runs out, you just fucking drown, dude. So I think that's a good mechanic on limiting, the area that you can explore. I mean, of course you could just find a boat, but boats are pretty hard to come by unless you know a spot, right?
Yep.
Um, so I think it's pretty cool how they limit that. So that being said, I don't think there's any boats from New Austin to Mexico. That, and at the same time, I think there's nowhere to land a boat. Like it's just a straight cliff. And as far as I've heard, no one's made it to Mexico yet. So who knows if that part of the map exists, man. But no, yeah, I think it'd be a good thing too, adding Red Dead 1. They could sell it for a price of a new game. I'd probably buy it, dude.
Yeah, I would definitely actually put down $60 if they just did that.
Yeah. And
Because
bring
it's
it
still
back.
worth it, you
Dude,
know? It's
yeah.
like,
that game is great too, dude. And bring back, Undead Nightmare too. That'd be sick. All right, next one up is Detective Pikachu, man. A trailer came out with it, or for it, earlier this week. It's gonna come out next summer. An actual movie, live action, with the talking Pikachu, man. How does this look to you, dude?
can I say it's like a mild, cold, perfect day?
So you're kind of into it.
Yes, because I'm into it for what it is. Like it's a different take on Pokemon. Like at first, I was like, dude, this looks kind of strange looking and whatnot. And I don't know how I would feel about this. But then when you start hearing Ryan Reynolds, voicing Pikachu, and I was like, you know what? I'm starting to dig it. This is pretty cool. This is pretty interesting. And then when you go to the Mr. Mime scene, it's like all super creepy and looking. And I was like, okay, this is how Pokemon would be in real life. Like when I was like looking at the memes of how Mr. Mime is and whatnot, and people freaking out about it. They're like, oh yeah, we're pointing it out. Like Mr. Mime is definitely kind of creepy. He could be the stepdad to Ash, because in one of the episodes they caught Mr. Mime's hand on the leg of Ash's mom.
Because wasn't Mr. Mime like he was sweeping or something in the house on the first
episode, like he was helping out with the mom with all the chores and whatnot.
Wait, Mr. Mime is Ash's stepdad? I haven't heard this. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, so so that I like, brought it back to the movie. I was like, yeah, he is pretty creepy. I think this would be a great movie, for what it is. It's definitely not what I imagine what real Pokemon would be, with all the fur and whatnot. I would expect him to look a little bit more kind of like serious looking. But this one is more of a creepy kind of vibe. But yeah, I think it'd make a great movie for being like an alternate universe. If they messed up the cartoon where they rebooted the Ash again to looking like crappy graphics. Yeah, so if they could do that, then we can make a movie about this stuff.
I think this is the Pokemon company finally realizing that some of the people that like Pokemon have grown up. You know what I'm saying? People, I guess, kind of like us, where they can come out with a little bit more adult Pokemon themed content. I mean, what is this rated? I feel like this isn't necessarily a kids movie, but one of those movies that you got to be in between to really enjoy, right?
Like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Pokemon first came out when we were, I want to say, it was elementary school for sure. I mean, I want to say I started playing like 5th grade maybe. But
that's when you got whooped.
Yeah, you wish, dude. You wish, man. That's why you want us to get Pokemon, because you want to get your revenge, because you
exactly. Come on.
See,
don't you want to relive the childhood of getting whooped?
Beat again, dude. You already know. But yeah, man. I'm kind of interested, but yeah, Mr. Mime does look creepy as shit, dude. That's just that much more funny that you told me about him being Ash's stepdad, dude. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Exactly. The internet has crazy imagination.
And then Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu just came out on Friday, man.
Woo!
I know you picked it up. We'll talk about it in a second. But Pokeball Plus, man. I know you were one of the lucky few that got it, because it doesn't come automatically with every game, right? That's sold separately?
It comes with the game. It's a bundle. Okay. But then you can also buy it separately.
Gotcha. So has that been worth it, dude?
Definitely. So what am I allowed to talk about? We're just talking about the Pokeball, right?
Yeah, right now the Pokeball, yeah. Is it a new perfect day or a cold, cloudy day?
a new Perfect Day.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
when I first bought it out, like the material of it felt pretty sturdy, and I like the texture and where the buttons are located and whatnot. At first, I was confused because there's a strap and it attaches to your one of your fingers, and then I had to actually look it up and see, well, you know, what that was about. But there's two buttons on this controller, for the game itself. And it one, you know, one is A, one is B. So one is confirming, one is canceling.
Uh-huh.
But there's a third option in the game, which I was pretty confused on how to activate, and I didn't discover it until yesterday. Basically, in order to access the option, you shake the Pokeball or you twirl it around in your hand in order to access the Y function, which is a function in the game. So, like for example, you know, A to confirm things. You open up the start menu, A to keep going forward, but then you see other options like the like Y, and you wonder, well, how to use it. You have to twirl the Pokemon or a Pokeball around in order to access that menu, which is cool. But other than that, bringing it connects seamlessly to your Pokemon Go account on your smartphone, and it acts like the Pokemon Go Plus thing, where, you know, if you pass by stop or Pokemon, you just press the button and it will attempt to catch it or spin the stops. What I've noticed, it does spin the stops automatically for me, and I don't know if that's for Go Plus. But it's pretty cool because you can also store your Pokemon inside of the Pokeball. And I really haven't figured out too much of what type of each type of light it does. But like randomly last night, you know, you're supposed generally, if you want to hear your Pokemon, you press the button, hold down the button, and you shake the Pokeball, and it'll make a sound. But then there's times that me and my cousin like noticed it would randomly make a sound, and I don't know if it's because I was shaking the ball too hard randomly, or it just wanted attention. So I have to still see. I have to look up, you know, like what are the other features for it. But other than that, it works well with the Pokemon Go. Connects easily, and then I always wondered, you know, like if it's connected, will it drain battery if I just leave it alone? And I think there's a sleep function with it. So if you don't like look for Pokemon or capture Pokemon or press the button at all, the Pokeball will go back to sleep, and which is cool because it saves battery. Other than that, it's cool to have around. And I definitely recommend it. Oh, and also if you do charge it, you put it on the charger, it makes that sound from when you go to the hospital and you put your Pokemon to heal. You know, the ding 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 ding. So every time you connect it, that is a pretty sick function. Shake it, whatnot, make sound. Yeah, I think I covered everything about it.
All right, so the game itself, dude. It seems like you're really cheesing about this this Let's Go Eevee, man.
Yeah. So, this game,
Your favorite game of the year or what?
I think it's touching a lot of my nostalgic feels to it. So, you know, I didn't really do much research about like what this game is and how the gameplay looks like and whatnot. I just watched a couple trailers and, you know, called it a day and waited for this game to come out. But when I started the game, I think that's when Dustin texted both of us about the Pokemon theme song for the trailer and whatnot, and I was like, all right, that's awesome. But when I started the game itself, dude, it was your childhood all over again. Like when you first started playing Pokemon Blue or Red and whatnot, and you're just like naming your character and naming your rival's name and whatnot. But then when you go inside to the world, everything you remember is kind of there and with added stuff, and it's in 3D. So it's like a remastered of Pallet Town is what you first see. And then there's the added features of like you have your Pokemon, whatever. Like, so if you chose Eevee or Pikachu, you know, it's going to be your partner for, I guess, for whenever you want it to be or through the entire game. But other than that, everything is very identical to how Pokemon Blue or Red was.
Hmm.
You know, you have to choose your Pokemon, you have to go and talk to people. Everybody was happy.
Well, wait, wait,
You
wait, wait,
know,
wait. So when you say you choose your Pokemon, you choose Eevee or Pikachu, or do you get to choose Charmander, Bulbasaur, or and Squirtle too?
see, that's the only difference is you choose only, I guess, Eevee. Like I chose Eevee because I wanted to choose Eevee. I don't know if you can
Hmm.
choose anything else, maybe possibly,
Uh huh.
but other than that, yeah, you choose Eevee
Uh huh.
as your Pokemon to go around, and then you know when you're set on your journey. I'm not going to try to spoil this, but I'm just like kind of
So
describing a little bit
this
about the game.
is it's in the same world as Red and Blue, but it's just a different
Yes.
adventure. Are you Ash or who are you in this
It's
one?
the same adventure
Oh, it's the
as
same adventure. Okay.
yeah. So like, you know, you talk to Professor Oak, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, just go to the next city and whatnot." And then
Hmm.
you go up, and you remember there's like grass everywhere
Hmm.
in above Kanto, but this time you don't encounter the Pokemon like randomly wild or wild. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's already kind of out in the open. The Pokemon are already out in the open, and if
Hmm.
you go and touch it, then of course you're gonna commence the sequence to capture it.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Now the trick is, like of course you will see it and try to avoid it, but the more you rustle around in the grass, more Pokemon will start spawning everywhere, and then so it's kind of like you're dodging Pokemon that you don't want to encounter.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So it eliminated that annoying features, like let's say if you go into a cave and you don't want to keep running into Zubats like everywhere. This time you actually can see the Pokemon, and that's pretty cool because it's like, oh snap, I haven't caught that, and you're like chasing after it,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden there's like a little Caterpie hidden in the bush somewhere
That
that,
gets in your way.
yeah, so it's
So it's
awesome.
like Persona 5 then, from what I've seen, where there's no random encounters when you're walking in the grass,
Yeah.
but you actually see what it is, and if you run into it, that's how you start the encounter. Now, can you do anything? Is there an attack or anything you can do to get like an advantage on the battle, like Persona 5, or you just start out?
So the difference with this is they use the stuff from Pokemon Go.
Uh-huh.
So like you have to like throw the Pokeball, feed it berries and whatnot. But
Oh.
when you encounter battles like people, trainers, you have to battle them, and it starts up that OG music of
Uh-huh.
dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cool song. So that's what it was so nostalgic because everything, like all the music is always generally the same. The locations of how the city was in the old game is the same.
Uh-huh.
And then, you go to the next city. They say, oh, yeah, can you deliver this back to Professor Oak? You go back down and then you do your chore or your task. And then you go back to the city. There's, remember how there was Team Rocket in the next city?
Uh-huh.
So far, I made the mistake. I didn't encounter talk to them, but basically, it's James and Jesse from the anime with Meow,
Oh. What? Okay.
and it's supposed to be a generic Team Rocket, like they're blocking the way to advance further.
Uh-huh.
But I was like too nervous to start encountering them because I was like, man, I got fucking weak Pokemon right now. I can't battle you yet. But basically, the more I advanced, everything was almost identical to Pokemon Red and Blue. Like
Mhm.
the gym was closed, and you meet that old man across the way. You go up Route 22, and there's a bunch of bug catchers
Uh-huh.
everywhere. Everything is there, but with great graphics and a little bit more features. And that's what I was like, man, you guys got to definitely check this out because even though like you don't have to play to battle each other, it's just playing for that nostalgic feeling of going through the Kanto region exactly how we did as a kid, but this time with the remastered version, and you have your partner to help you along the way, which is
Mhm.
my Eevee, and you get to pet him, dress him, and whatnot. But right now you can also have an extra Pokemon following you, along the way. So
Mhm.
like my Pokeball, every Pokeball comes with a Mew, and I had Mew like just following me around the entire time. And John Raymond, my cousin, was saying like you can have Gyarados follow you, but he has to
What?
learn like Slide or whatnot. And then last night he evolved Geodude to what's the second one? Golem?
No,
Not
Golem's the
Golem.
last
Graveler.
one.
Graveler.
Yeah, Graveler.
And the way Graveler follows you, he's rolling around. So it's pretty cool. You know, like each Pokemon does their own way of falling. Like Mew, like kind of like just teleports and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Pikachu runs around in circles. Graveler just rolls around. You know, it is awesome. And it has the Alolan version. So John Raymond, my cousin, already got like the Alolan Geodude, and you know it's pretty cool and all. But other than that, you can't really trade your Pokemon until you reach a city called Fuchsia City, and you know that's good because therefore you don't like start off with OP Pokemon from your Pokemon Go app. You know, so
so you have to get to Fuchsia to get the Pokemon from your app. I thought it was Safari Zone. You said.
It is basically, I guess the Safari Zone is located around there. It's their version of Safari Zone, and whatever you trade, you have to go and capture it in that zone. So,
dude, what if you don't catch it?
That's my main question. I had to Google it forever, and I couldn't find it. So,
because then it's gone.
I'm gonna do a test. Right? Yeah,
Holy
I'm gonna do a test
on like a Pidgey or something.
Yeah. If I can't capture something, you know, then I'm gonna like kind of run away and see what happens to it. Like, you know, because I don't want to throw in Articuno. I can't capture it. And I'm like, oh god. But dude, the battling is pretty cool. You know, it does that whole 2-bit sequence of this person, bug catcher Rick, challenged you. I even took a screenshot. I was like, motherfucker, I'm the only Rick in here. You cannot defeat me. But dude, I just been playing that. It works well with the controller. Like I was saying, like you have the A, the B, and then you have to spin it around for the extra features. But you know, as soon as I had the controller in my hand, and then I was getting challenged by some bug catcher named Rick. I stood up from my chair and I was like making a pose of like, okay, I'm gonna throw my Pokeball. You know, like let's do this, mother sucker. So yeah, man, the game is really great. I really recommend it. You know.
So how do you play if you don't have the Pokeball? Do you have to do like a throwing motion with a Joy-Con or something?
So I haven't really, I guess so, you know, there's different ways. If you have one Joy-Con out, you do the throwing motion with the Joy-Con, but if you have it too, like it's connected to the Switch itself, you have to kind of like position the Switch. So like it has motion inside the Joy-Cons. So if you move your Switch around physically, then that's where you're able to throw the Pokeball like that.
So how do you aim throwing the Pokeball with the Pokeball Plus?
So you have to throw it in a straight motion with your arm, and I guess there's a gyro in there that like you know, if you throw it straight, you throw it straight.
Yeah.
But if you throw it in like a weird angle from the starting point of when it was held to when it was thrown, then it'll like, you know, go left and right.
So no curveballs anymore?
No, not that I know of. And then plus, if you throw it too fast and hard, it's gonna overthrow it. So you have to kind of like throw it right, you know. So it's cool. It's really great. I really recommend.
So how do you level up Pokemon if you can't battle in the wild? You
level Pokemon when you capture them. You get EXP. And also, you get candy, you know, the candy if you transfer it to Professor Oak. And then you can use your TMs to make them learn stuff, too. But mainly, you get EXP is when you battle. You get party EXP. And everybody kind of levels up with their party.
Okay.
So that is another option. The other option is capturing like new Pokemon in the wild, and you get really good EXP. So if you capture like evolved Pokemon, you get like 500 EXP that's shared amongst the party. So it kind of like, you're kind of forced to go and capture more Pokemon, or you can go and battle everybody that you encounter. Either way, yeah, that it's awesome, dude.
How about do they go into detail, man, on what happens when you transfer a Pokemon and they give you candy? Like, do they turn the Pokemon into candy or what, dude?
Oh, so I haven't really done it myself. My cousin did it. He was telling me about it, and he showed me that like there's an option, and you send it to Professor Oak, and then he says, "Oh, thank you. You thank you for sending this Pokemon for research. This will help improve like the Pokedex and whatnot." So I don't know if they dissected him and whatnot. But
because that's always been the thing in Pokemon Go is like, what really is Pokemon candy? Do they turn the Pikachu I got into Pikachu candy or what?
So I don't know what candy you get. I think it's called Quick Candy. But basically, you just send it for research for Professor Oak. But yeah, man.
Interesting.
So it's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eric is buying a Switch, so he's probably gonna get it. Danny's getting it. Just got to get you guys to get it.
Have you fought Brock yet?
Not yet. I'm in Pewter City, and I just got there, so I'm like kind of exploring everywhere, like talking to everybody. They're giving me tips on like how to capture better and whatnot. But I've also encountered those trees that are blocking your way.
Oh, you need cut. Oh,
yeah.
what?
So you need. They don't name it cut, but it's called chop down. But it's basically the same thing. But my cousin was saying that your partnered Pokemon like Eevee and whatnot, they learn it or they command one of your Pokemon to do that action. So if you have, I was like asking him, what about like if you need a surf? He says your Eevee will command your Gyarados to do surf. And I was like, oh, and then that's how you ride on your Pokemon and whatnot. So, dude, it's truly amazing, man. I was smiling the entire time.
The cheese, there it comes.
You don't even need the Pokeball, but still, like, it's way crazy worth it, like that reminisce of playing the first old game remastered, and knowing that you're going through all this, the anime and whatnot.
Nice, man. You get to customize your character, or you look like Ash pretty much?
I think you kind of customize it. I guess that one he's red or whatnot, but you kind of customize it to a color, just the skin colors, I guess.
But his hair, or hats or anything?
Nah, well, I don't know. I haven't encountered that. Maybe possibly later down the line.
You buy different outfits, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Other than that, yep. It's just the basic boy girl kind of thing, and you guys go on to your adventure.
Nice, man. I don't know. Jury is definitely still out for me, man. I told myself I needed to really jump into Red Dead, man, since I was anticipating it for so long.
Yeah,
I did finish it over this past week just because, man, I wanted to use the internet again. It's kind of scary, man, using the internet, not finishing Red Dead yet, because one wrong click and the whole game could be ruined for you, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel with both Red Dead and Pokemon. I'm like, man.
Yeah, man. So I just knew I had to finish it. So great game. Great ending to the story. There's a little bit of some after story missions, kind of like Red Dead 1. But yeah, man, they recaptured the entire feeling from the first game into the second game. Like you said, I think when we first heard about Red Dead, we never thought that we'd connect with Arthur Morgan because we love John Marston so much,
Exactly.
But the game did a great job of just building that character and falling in love with him like that as a character, man. You could see how he was redeemed through the story, with how he's treating his ex-girlfriend and all that shit too. What's her name? Marie. So that's a good time. I won't spoil anything on the story. But just, if you finish it, just know I'm with you. I feel you. And just wanted to go over, though, some of like stranger missions that I'm running into, because there's just some weird shit that you run into while playing this game, and I feel like it's all on purpose. You know, Rockstar just does all this mysterious stuff. It's an open world game, might as well throw some random shit in it, right?
Yep.
I think the worst. I'm never going to the swamp ever again at nighttime. It's just the creepiest shit, dude. Like all of a sudden, there's people with white face paint chasing you with knives and machetes and shit. Man, it's the
What
worst,
the
dude. Yeah, it's
fuck?
fucking scary, dude. Like they'll do something like hang a person or leave a body or leave like a pile of dead boars. Or I think I ran into something where there was a horse that was cut in half in the street.
What?
And when I rolled up to it, my horse got scared and threw me off and ran away. And I'm in the middle of the swamp, and all of a sudden these guys are running at me with torches and shit. It was the worst, dude. It's random. It's
Oh
just
my god.
completely random stuff. And when I tried whistling for my horse after I killed everybody, he wouldn't come back because he was too scared, I guess, of the dead horse that was in the area. So I had to walk to him. And I don't know if you've ever walked in the swamp in the middle of the night in Red Dead, man. It is the worst. It's so
Isn't there
fucking
like
scary, dude.
alligators and shit?
Yeah, it's fucking scary, dude. There's like a mist, and then the music is really creepy, dude. It's the worst, man. It's the worst. But one of the stranger things I've run into is, and to add to that, I'm not gonna go into the forest. Basically, I'm not gonna go outside at nighttime in Red Dead ever again, dude. Because the forest is even creepier, man. You never know when a jaguar or something's gonna jump on you and kill you, dude. It's horrible out there. Plus they play like this creepy music in the background at nighttime. It's the worst. But anyways, one of the stranger things I've run into in this game has to do with heists in the local towns. I think I've talked on here before about in Valentine, if you go to the back of the doctor's office from the outside, there's a window that you can look into, and then you'll see some O'Driscoll guys counting money. So if you try to rob once you see that, if you try to rob the doctor's office, instead of just robbing the cash register, you'll have the option of telling him to take you to the back room. You can go to the back room, kill all the O'Driscolls, make sure you kill everybody in that room, even the little prostitute that's in there too, because she's in on the plan. I had the mistake. I left her alive after I killed all the O'Driscolls, and she pulled out a shotgun on me, and I had to put her down, dude. It was crazy. You get way more money if you do that than just robbing the register, you know? But in one of the gun shops, I want to say it's in Rhodes, if you pass by, let's say if you're looking at it at the front entrance, if you go to the right side of the gun shop in Rhodes, someone will call out to you, and this guy is in the basement of the gun shop, right? And it's this dude. He has like a bowl haircut and some buck teeth. He's like, "Hey man, you gotta help me." And it's kind of creepy because he's in the floor, you know, like there's that small window that he can see through onto the street from the basement. He's like, "You gotta help me. This guy's crazy. He's got me chained up down here." I'm like, I don't know if I want to get involved in this, you know, because the last time I got involved in something, I got butt raped in the swamp, dude. So I don't want to get into any weird sex dungeons or anything in this game anymore. And I antagonized him. He's like, "Come on, mister. You don't know what he does to me down here. You have guns. You look like a strong guy. You can help me." I was like, "All right, dude." And he looked just weird. He had this ginger bowl haircut. He had rosy cheeks and buck teeth, dude. And I had to look at him in first person because it was funny, but at the same time, his eyes were moving all weird, so it was creeping me out. Anyways, I go into the shop. You know, I get all my guns clean. I buy some new guns, all this stuff, and I start robbing the place. I take out my gun and aim it at him, and I tell him to take me down to the basement, right? And I've been to this gun shop plenty of times. And the people in the stores are usually cool. You know what I mean? They say, "How's it going today?" Or, "Did you see this happen outside?" All this stuff. They just make small talk with you, and it's cool times, right? I take him and I go downstairs with the guy, and I shoot the chain and free the dude that's chained down there. He's dressed up in like a little boy's sailor outfit, but he's a grown man. It's like these white short shorts, and he has like this white shirt with a blue collar and the red, bandana tied across it. He's like, "You're a creepy old man." You're like, "Yeah, don't tell anybody about this. I'm leaving." And as he's walking up, he's like, "Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did this to you. You just remind me of my son." You know what I mean? And then he starts breaking down, right? That he kidnapped this guy and chained him up to the wall because he's a gun store owner, right? He was trying to teach his son how to shoot a gun, a shotgun or something. When his son shot it, the recoil knocked him back and he fell into a river and drowned and died. And his whole family left him because of the son dying, because he wasn't taking care of him properly, right?
Yeah.
This whole story happens right in front of your face with a fucking side character, dude. And the guy's like, "Well, I don't care about that. I'm leaving." The guy dressed up in the sailor suit. He just leaves, And then the guy's just crying on the ground, like looking at a picture of his son. He's like, "Just get out of here, man. You can take whatever you want. Just get out of here." And I was like, "Oh, I could take whatever I want." I got all my money back that I spent in the gun store, dude. I think he had a gun case in the basement that had like a special Lancaster rifle in it or something. And then I got a bunch of like, I don't know, canned meat or something in the basement. But holy shit, man. This is totally like a side story. You could play this game for maybe 200 hours and never run into this dude. You know what I mean?
Is this in Valentine?
In Rhodes.
Rhodes?
Yeah.
And the gun shop guy?
The gun shop guy. He's bald, has a mustache. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, man. Because this whole thing is voice acted, and this guy gets pretty emotional, gives a great performance about how his son died. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could go through this entire game. I mean, I played at least 100 hours of this game and only ran into this now. This whole great performance could be totally missed if you don't walk in that side of the gun shop, man. So it's kind of wild, man, and things like that are always surprising me. That's why I think this game is just that great, dude. There's little gems hidden here and there that they put a lot of effort into that they probably figured a lot of people won't see, unless they run into like the perfect spot. So
sounds to me like you're running into all of this at nighttime. So
not the gun shop thing, but the other stuff, yes, is at nighttime. And like, I'm scared to go anywhere where I can't see 10 feet in front of me, man. It's horrible. Like, I was trying to make the satchels, right? So I made the Legend of the East satchel because I was able to make all the other satchels. I was hunting. I think I needed a panther or a mountain lion or something for one of the satchels. And the only place to catch that is like south of the Braithwaite mansion, right? And it's a heavily wooded area, and you really have to be on your toes because you have to see this big cat before it sees you. Otherwise, you're dead, dude. It charges you. You can't even struggle against it. You're dead, right? So I'm kind of scoping around, walking around, waiting for it to spawn, and it turns into nighttime, and I can't see anything, dude. Like, I'm almost always in eagle eye, just looking around, dude, because it highlights everything, man. I was freaking out. And then it started raining. I was like, "Oh my God, dude." And then all of a sudden, like a bright light was shining from the sky down onto me. And it seemed like a spotlight, So I was like hiding in the fucking trees and stuff like that. And I heard a bunch of people yelling. It was a fucking KKK, dude. They had like a bonfire and shit. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" So I left them and got murdered by a mountain lion. The whole thing I was looking for like 30 minutes just kills me out of nowhere. I was pissed, dude. The only time I wasn't ready for him, he kills me. But ultimately, yeah, I got him. And it's so creepy, that game at nighttime. And I think it's just how quiet it is. And then they sneak in with the creepy music, dude. Just setting the tone for and after seeing butt rape happen in this game, and anything is possible. And I'm scared for it, dude. I like PTSD from that happening, man. It's crazy. But yeah, dude, it's just a great game. It really is a good simulation of, I think, what real life would be like back then, man. It has its jokes here and there, but it's good times, dude. It's a good game. I'm gonna continue playing it for a while. There's a lot of stuff I bet that I haven't discovered, in that game. So yeah, man, good times, I'm sure. Hopefully Rick jumps back into it soon, dude, so you can talk about the ending, man. But I feel like Pokemon's gonna take over your whole life, dude.
No, I was gonna devote like half the time to each game, so that way. Yeah, cause like I forgot what was I doing the last. I was hunting for a lot of legendary animals up north,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went down, and then that's what I told you about when I was in town at night. All of a sudden, these three guys started to throw Molotovs at a building, and they're like, "Down
Oh
with this
yeah.
building!"
See,
And
I
I was
haven't
like,
seen that.
what is these guys talking about? And then I went up to them. They're like, well, now you're one of us now, haha. And then they like started running away on horse. But then I was calling for my horse. It didn't come. And I was pissed because I was gonna rope all three of these guys and hogtie them right next to the fire. And I was like, okay, never mind. So I was wondering, like, what was that about? Like, would have the scenario changed if I hogtied them and left them for the police to come, or whatnot? So I'm like, man, these scenarios are all completely different.
Yeah.
Especially encountering like strangers. You got your typical people guarding the bridge, and I got used to that. As soon as someone says, "Oh, this is a robber," like I just immediately go into dead eye, start shooting everybody and whatnot. I just had one guy. I was like, I know this guy's gonna try to jack my horse and shit, and sure enough, I was like, stranger, you're out here. I can give you a ride, and he like yanks me off my horse.
Yeah.
And then starts running away with my horse, and I was like, guy, I have dead eye. You're dead, dude. So I was thinking about hog tying him and leaving him on a bridge and whatnot. But it was funny because my cousin yesterday showed me a clip of like one guy was like pissed at a stranger, and he hog tied the guy, and he like put him onto the railroad track to.
Oh, what happens when you get run over by the train?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, it didn't show?
No, the thing is, so the guy took the other guy, or he hog-tied him, and he placed him on the railroad tracks, and it was like a bridge, but he couldn't get off of the bridge itself. So he had to stand next to the guy, like at the very, very tip edge of the railroad track on the side to avoid getting hit by the train too. But the thing is, it wasn't the case. So the train like kind of nudged him right off, and he only fell like a couple feet down, and he like landed on the ground, and then all of a sudden there's an alligator, and he like gnawed at him, and then, so he tried to run away, and then he got eaten by the alligators. I was like, damn,
karma, dude.
That's like for that. Yeah, I think it was called Instant Karma or Red Dead Redemption. But other than that, it's awesome. This game is awesome. Encountering everything. I'm trying my best to stay focused and continue the story, but I'm like finding myself like hunting everything and fishing and whatnot. And so I'm just at the part where you're in the city, and you're just doing all the side stranger missions, and I gotta talk to the main dude.
Yeah. What? So you're on chapter 4 still, right?
Yeah, chapter 4. Got to the city and all, and made an alliance, whatnot.
You can make a save state and then just run up and finish the game. I think that's what I did. I think I made a save state around chapter 4, and then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna power through the game, and then just did all the story missions and stuff. But yeah, man, dude, that game is too fun, dude. There's too much to do in this game, man. I think I finally gave up and just went in on the semi-automatic pistols, dude. And I just unload now. I dual wield them. I just go just go full automatic on people. It's not as cool as using the revolvers, but it's way more effective, dude.
Oh, I bet. Like, even though I was like, this is not as what I wanted to be, I'm still like using the old school pistols. I forgot the Schkoff.
Oh, the Schofield. Yeah, the Schofield pistol.
Yeah, because I just liked hearing the sounds of them. So I'm like, I'm just dual wielding those, even though they're, the other guns are all better, but still.
Because that's the thing about the revolvers and some of the rifles, which is the best, I think, right? Is you press R2 to shoot, but you got to press R2 to bring the hammer back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're just shooting
yeah.
one by one, I think that's so cool, man. It just gives you that much more of like dramatic effect when you're shooting somebody, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good times, dude. Still so much we have to do in that game, man. I'm gonna start working on like the challenges and stuff now as well. So it should be good times, dude. But yeah, man, I think that's us for the week, dude. You got anything else, man?
I know that I was gonna say that the director or whatnot from Bloodborne and Dark Souls, you got an award for being so awesome. Other than
Bloodborne 2,
that,
dude. Let's go, dude.
yeah, exactly.
Bloodborne
So
2.
Sekiro's coming out in March, and a lot of people are still focused on that Bloodborne 2, and yeah, I agree. We should have that Bloodborne 2, definitely, or a lot more expansions and whatnot. Can we just do the first Hunter 2? Throw him in there. How the doll became the doll and
Shit, I know.
whatnot.
Gurman DLC, that'd be crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. But yeah, man, that is it for us this week. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Make sure you eat to your fill. Be safe on Black Friday. Enjoy the long weekend. But until next week, Rick, some words of wisdom.
So I'm gonna do another ad. You just gotta buy that Pokemon Go. Let's go Eevee. Let's go Pikachu. It's only $100. Definitely worth it. I recommend it.
All right, guys, we'll see you next